Hey everyone, it's Priscilla from Prisca Art Henna, and today we're going to do a quick little tutorial on how to do a pretty cool palm design. So we're going to start off with a line on the wrist. Now, don't do this part if you are very worried about bending your wrist and squishing your henna. So basically take this tutorial however you want to, do parts you want to do, and also make it your own if you want to, of course. Well, I'm going to start off with a line on my wrist, and there are multiple ways to thicken lines. So you can make the line thick from the beginning by just squeezing harder on your cone, or you can make a line and then kind of draw a line connecting to it next to it to make it thinner as well. And I kind of do both, so I can't say there's a better or a worse way of doing this. Now I'm slowly creating 2 more lines going up my wrist, and then I'm going to add some simple bumps because I love adding bumps in all my designs. So as you guys know, I have a YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So definitely go check out all my social media. It's all linked below, and my merch as well. So definitely give that a check down in the description. So when you're doing bumps, basically it's going to take practice to get them, I guess I would say, symmetrical. And I suggest this to go really slow when you're doing these things because practice makes progress. You may not get it perfect right away, but just have patience and you'll get better. So for this part, I'm adding in some more bumps, but more elongated and round. I'm slightly squeezing, then I'm squeezing harder towards the top to make the top part thicker. In this part, I'm going to start kind of shaping my design with the curvature of my hand. I've seen other henna artists do it, and I kind of really like the look of it. It kind of makes it look more natural and organic with how your hand flows. So when I made the line that time, I just basically made one line, then added more lines connecting to it to make it thicker instead of squeezing hard to begin with. Then I'm going to add some lines on both sides of that thick line, and I'm still kind of figuring out in my own practice where to start from the middle, like kind of the edge of my hand or around it. So since I started on the outside of the circle part, I kind of have to fill it in with different designs. So I want to do some leaves. And a great way to do leaves is just squeeze very lightly for the stem, squeeze harder for the middle of the leaf, and then slowly release to make the point of the leaf. Now, I used to be horrible at vines, so that definitely takes practice. Once again, everything with practice, just go slow. Also, if you guys are wondering what those 4 random lines are on my hand, I was doing a stain test a few days ago to make sure that my henna cones were going to stain really good, and obviously you can tell that they did. They're really bright orange at first, and I leave it on for 5 minutes. I wash it off, and then if the stain is like a nice bright orange, then I know my cones are good. It's been like a day or 2, so they're kind of faded. They didn't get their fullest dark color. I didn't leave them on very long. But here again on the design, I'm adding in some bumps because, as I said, I love adding bumps in my designs. I feel like it's a really nice henna design to know. You can incorporate it in just about any kind of henna art, and honestly on any part of your body, in my opinion. And I'm going to add some more of those elongated bumps. I'm not doing it very perfectly in this video, not going to lie, but you should squeeze very lightly and then a little bit gradually harder towards the top of your bump, and then release when you go down to like the bottom, and that'll give you like a nice I guess variated line for the bumps. Mine ended up kind of thick, so that's on me. I'm going to add some swirl designs going up my pinky. When I'm doing designs like this, it sometimes might take me a second to kind of figure out what I want to do and make sure that it kind of matches the rest of my design. I'm definitely constantly improving, but I thought that some swirls and lines and vines going up the pinky would be a really cute addition. So when you're doing swirls, it's really fun and easy to kind of just add more curved designs around it. Once again, another really popular kind of henna art style, and you can kind of just do vines, do like kind of ending like a teardrop kind of thing, and I don't know, it makes sense, trust me. But if you look up like swirly henna designs, you can get a lot of inspiration and like learn how to stack designs going up so that it flows nicely. And I think that stacking like the different curvatures lines helps it flow really nicely up my pinky. Now I'm gonna kind of follow the curvature of the other part of my palm with another thick line. Once again, I'm drawing a line, and then I'm kind of this time I'm doing a kind of different technique. I'm doing a thin line to kind of see where I want it to go, and then I'm pressing really hard over the whole thing to make it a thick line. So once again, there's a lot of different ways to make thick lines, so you can kind of just find out what works best for you. And it was really hard doing this part of my palm because I couldn't touch the other side of my palm, so I may do it a little differently next time. Probably do this side first and then the other part kind of second, because not being able to touch my hand, I couldn't really lean on anything, so I was a little bit shaky trying to make it look perfect, but it was on my own hand, so it's okay if I don't do it absolutely perfectly. I'm adding some more designs in here and obviously more vines. I kind of want to, you know, repeat some of the same designs I did before. I learned that from a henna artist. He had posted about it. You can find 3 simple kind of designs, or, you know, I guess they're called designs, or elements. I guess a better word is elements. And then kind of just repeat those elements, and that will kind of help with a cohesive design. Because I used to freehand stuff, and I would try to add in everything I liked and knew, and it did not turn out that great. I'm going to be completely honest, but repetition in henna designs, it looks beautiful. Trust me. So if you want to focus on 3 different elements that you like, kind of, I won't say perfect them, but just get better at them, and then that'll help you get a cohesive design. Then once you kind of get down what looks good composition wise, you can kind of slowly add in other simple elements that still flow with it nicely. As you can see, I'm a little bit shaky because my hand had nothing to rest on, but it's all good. The design still turned out really, really nice in the end. See how I'm kind of repeating vines, lines, and humps throughout my design, and it's kind of just making it look more cohesive. If I add like different stuff in here, it might not look so good, but it could, once again, when you get your practice down and know what looks good together and what doesn't. So at this part, I'm kind of getting the same kind of flow that I did on my pinky design, once again, to make it cohesive. So I'm doing my swirl and then a vine over it and adding in another swirl to kind of make like a little mini flower with some more of those elongated bumps I talked about earlier. But I thought it'd be cool to have like my pinky and my pointer finger the same, and I'll probably do something a little bit different on my other fingers because why not? But once again, you gotta add some little dots. I love adding little dots on the finger. Sometimes I'll go back into my whole design, just add some dots at the end, because I always tell all my clients that I feel like dots kind of, you know, pull everything together. But now I'm gonna start on my middle finger, and I'm gonna do it a little bit differently than my other fingers, just to, you know, add some, I don't know, I wouldn't say contrast. It's like a different kind of design, but I'm still taking elements from my palm so that it does not look out of place. Because I feel like when it comes to doing fingers, kind of a roadblock. So like even sometimes I get confused. I'm like, okay, what will look on the finger that will match the hand design that's not too thick, or, you know, depending on the kind of design I'm doing, like too difficult, you know. But I kind of learned that sometimes more simple, dainty fingers are better than fully filled in, unless obviously that's the kind of style you're going for. Because like wedding henna, everything is filled in, so it makes sense. But sometimes I've done like super dark, bold finger designs. It kind of takes away from the palm design. So I'm keeping this one simple, keeping the ring finger and the middle finger the same, kind of like what I did with the pointer finger and the pinky finger. Because once again, repetition, nothing wrong with that. So I kind of skipped the thumb one because I couldn't record it right, but I did the same thing for my thumb, and look how that turned out. It looked really awesome, not gonna lie. Don't do what I did. I washed it off immediately because I had to get some other work done, but it turned out really, really awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe.